So this is Tyler Robinson, and this is his femboy, quirked up Chungus lover. Okay. All right, man. I saw some of this shit, and I was like, dude, you got to be kidding me. After reading the note, the roommate responded, "What?" with a billion question marks. "You're joking, right?" Robinson says, "I'm still okay, my love. But I'm stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I'm sorry to involve you." Secret? I mean, come on, man. It was gonna get out. It was gonna get out eventually. Come on, dude. You weren't the one who did it, right? I am. I'm sorry. Isn't it so convenient? Yeah, he's just admitting to it. He's just incriminating himself. Just so blatant. I thought they caught the person. No, they grabbed some crazy old dude. Then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after. Drop point? What the fuck? This shit's so fake, dude. I'm sorry. Like, I cannot. I can only suspend my disbelief so long. This is the shit. This is how people are talking in Discord. This is how trannies are talking in Discord. I don't think so. Most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Why? Why did I do it? Yeah. I had enough of the hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I'm able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to other than this chat log, right? It's like the first thing they're gonna go after is your fucking laptop, bro. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. How long have you been planning this? A bit over a week, I believe. I can get closer to it, but there's a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I... Old man? What the fuck? Who, dude, I think that this is like... This is on purpose, man. The State Department wants us to sit here and analyze this the way I'm doing. They want us to sit here and be like... They want us to know that this is bullshit. Like, everybody can smell the fishiness of this. And they want us to just be in this kind of conspiracy mind and be worried about this for the rest of our lives. And it's like, no, dude, I'm going to move on from this after this week, I think. Unless some crazy big development happens. I think I'm done with this shit. You know, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, but I'm not going to sit here and follow up on every little tidbit of crap that comes out from this bullshit-ass story. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. I don't even know if I had serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about Prince. I had to leave it in the bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with... ... I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find Prince. How the fuck will I explain losing it to my old man? ... Oh, your old man. Oh, my old man's rifle. How will I explain it that I lost it? I think you got more things to worry about, bro. I think you got more things to explain. Only thing I left was a rifle wrapped in a towel. ... Remember how I was engraving bullets? Like, and he's like admitting to this too. Like, come on, bro. The fucking messages are mostly a big meme. If I see, quote, notices bulge, ooh, ooh, end quote, on Fox News, I might have a stroke. All right, I'm going to have to leave it. That really fucking sucks. That's like the most realistic paragraph out of all this. Like the irony of like Fox News reading notices bulge, ooh, ooh. That's more realistic of a Discord tranny lover, whatever. That's a little more realistic. It's so stupid, bro. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine. IDK. I think that was a $2,000 scope. Delete this exchange. My dad wants photos of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle and it's very unique. He's calling me right now. I'm not answering. Maybe it'll just go away. Since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. You are all I worry about, love. It's like Romeo and Juliet. Love, my femboy, my femboy. I'll miss that sweet, supple bussy. That succulent bussy. I'll miss it. It's This is like, dude, this is insane. This is insane. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're up against with this administration, I guess. Don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you your questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent, my love. He didn't say my love. I added that for effect. Yeah, Matt says, hello, fellow 22-year-olds. Hello. There's no way. Like, this is the thing is that, same with the Epstein video footage, these people are not dumb. Like, something you got to realize is the elite and the CIA, these people are not dumb. The national security apparatus is not dumb. But they want you to feel and to think they're dumb. You want to come off as weak and stupid. And I think all this is just trying to keep us in this loop of figuring it out, deciphering, keeping our minds at work. Just like there's been people who are like crazy paranoid conspiracy schizos who are still talking about the JFK assassination like 70 years later. They want you to just be in this state of never paying attention to what's actually happening. I don't always admit to my crimes, but what I do, I make sure to write down every single important detail in my casual text for the investigators to read later. Right. It's not even like that's the nefarious part of it is that it's supposed to be bad. It's supposed to be garbage. In my opinion, this is this is something I would throw out there to make it sound bad. So people are sitting here like I'm doing and reviewing it and saying, oh my God, what's going on? This is crazy. They're up to something. There's something going on. We have every single political sphere trying to analyze it, saying, oh no, it was your guy. No, it was my guy. No, it was your guy. So easy. It's so easy to divide us and keep us entertained. What's the next thing? What's the next big thing that's going to happen? I think that there's going to be more, necessarily maybe not something like this, but not to this level. But there's going to be, I think they're going to try and make a retaliation. There's going to be a retaliation event from the right. I know Destiny's going on tour. He's doing the Unfuck America tour, where he's going around college campuses as well, which is crazy to me that he's doing that. But it's like this type of shit's prime for something else to happen. And we're yet again in a state of confusion, and all our eyes are on this bullshit. And we're sitting there picking it apart. Who did it? Who was it? But this just sets the tone. This sets the tone for the next 3 years of this administration. The white supremacist mass shooting thing, that was old. We got rid of that. Now we're on to trans shooters. That's the new hot button topic. And then we're going to get into right-wing retaliation. That's going to be the new thing. It's just so, like, come on, dude. Let's not be so dumb. Let's not be so stupid here. Literally the fakest conversation I've ever read. Yep. This is David Icke.
Tiptoe. Is another technique that I call the totalitarian tiptoe. It's another perceptual mind manipulation technique. And that works like this. You are at A, and you know that your agenda is going to take the world to Z. But you know if you go from A to Z in too big a leap, the changes in society are going to be so fundamental that many people are going to look up from the game show and the sport, and they're going to say, what's going on? Ethel, what's going on here? Look what they're doing. So you don't go in big leaps. You use the totalitarian tiptoe.
That's true. I think that's what's going on.
But not so fast that people start to see the pattern and realize that it's all connected. So you'll go from A to B, or maybe go to D if you can get away with it, and so on. But all the time, you're moving towards this Z goal, which is total human control. And I have this phrase that I use. Know the outcome, and you'll see the journey. This is why it's crucial to uncover what the agenda's outcomes are planned to be. Because once you know that, you can see the stepping stones, the totalitarian tiptoe to those outcomes. If you don't know what the outcomes are planned to be, then all these events just appear random. Oh, something else has happened. Oh, that's happened. Oh, now that's happened. But there's no connection, apparently, between the two. But if you know what the outcome is planned to be, know the outcome, and you'll see the journey, because you'll see that these events through problem, reaction, solution, not least, are using the excuses to push us on to those outcomes.
That's real. That's, I think, what largely is happening in a more bird's eye view. I think all these little events that are happening they're not just isolated events. They're pushing us towards something. And that's something I talked about in the aftermath of this horrific assassination. The question in politics specifically is, what's the right wing going to look like after Trump is gone, after the MAGA moment, as I call it, is gone? And I think there is a real push to have the left wing, how the saturated left wing, the lockstep with which the left wing walks, they want that to be like the right wing. This is a visual representation of left wing, right wing political paradigm. The left wing paradigm for so long, the progressive paradigm, has been this clustered ideology, this hard clustered ideology. I think they want to take the right wing that's big and bold like this, and they want to shrink it down to the same level. That would be so much easier. You got to think that would be so much easier to control if you understood that the left-right paradigm was so concentrated in these two facets. That's why people on the right look at people on the left and be like, "You're brainwashed." Well, a lot of them are. And a lot of them do walk lockstep, they goose step to the Democratic tune. But I think they want the right wing, the Republican Party, to do the same thing. And then you get this easy dialectic of we can just play on these two sides forever. Ultimately, I think it's pushing us towards, and we've already seen chaos and confusion in our country, but ultimately I think they want to usher in a new world order, a new technocratic religion bound and wrapped around AI and the people running it, the people that Trump is in bed with. And they need to figure out a way to funnel all the people, the skeptics, the people who do not trust the elite. They need to figure out a way to funnel them into this paradigm. And that's a big talking point for Davos and the WEF, is rebuilding trust. In 2024, they talked about that. Global cooperation, but not, I don't think just global, right? It's also cultural as well. It's us on the ground level, trying to rebuild trust in our elite. And hey, Trump's winning. MAGA's winning. Hey, we're in power. Our people are up there. Now we can rest easy. I think you need to be skeptical. You need to be skeptical of that as well. Increasing division, heightened hostility, and a surge in conflicts are creating a challenging global landscape. Yeah, you don't think diversity of thought on a political spectrum is hard to navigate for the elite? If you have a bunch of different people who view different things differently, that's very hard to steer. But we got to consolidate that as much as we can, because then we can just hold the carrot out in front of you and say, hey, look at that. Hey, look at that. Easy. And that's already happened in the left wing. We can already see that with the left wing. You just dangle some women's rights bullshit, some racial bullshit, minority bullshit. Easy. People just, they flock to it. That's what they want on the right. And it'll make it so much easier to use the dialectic to go, okay, we're going to do this. Okay, well, now we're going to do this. Now we're going to do this. Now we're going to do this. I think there's also absolutely a push for quelling people's anxieties around AI as well. There's been a lot of AI talk, especially on the big podcast, Theo Vaughn, Joe Rogan, whatever. And I think that they want to have these people on, Tucker Carlson too, which we're about to see in a minute. They want to have these people on to kind of quell any, to kind of give you the aspirin, give you the sedative to make you feel, oh, it's okay. Okay. Oh, who's in charge of, you guys are this nice guy, Sam Altman. Oh, he's so nice. He's so lovely. He's got a family. He's just like me. And it's like, really? Him? Larry Ellison? Him? Elon? Elon's against the woke mind virus, people. He's on my side. Okay. Like, what was Doge again? What's Palantir? What? He's right. That's what they do. They introduce the problem, control the reaction. We have the solution. Sometimes things happen organically. I'm not saying they don't, but a lot of times things are not organic. And the reactions are not organic either. But the solution's always there waiting for you. Always. Another thing I thought of too was that I wonder if some of this was, because when an event like this happens, whether it's organic or not, they package in a bunch of different things that they want to see the outcomes of. And one of the things I thought about was the social media reaction to this. and how they can manipulate and play on different political, philosophical, whatever communities and get them to believe XYZ, whatever. Because like I said, nobody is in agreement with this. You have the more schizo right wing saying it was Israel who did it. Then you have like the Nick Fuentes types, Alex Jones types saying, no, it's not Israel. They're even maybe even doubling down on the left wing progressive radical. And then you have left wingers who are saying it was a right wing guy. There is an emphasis on the confusion in the delusion of the moment, getting hyped up into this disordered media landscape we currently live in. See how people react, see what you can do with people. Well, if we just say everything, we just say all the shit, where does it land? Of course, it's going to land with people who approach things with their presupposed worldview. Of course, they're going to agree with Hassan. Of course, they're going to agree with Asmongold. Of course, they're going to agree with Nick Fuentes. People like to think that things are so much different and freer now and open. Now we have more than 3 channels. It's not just ABC, NBC, CBS. It's, I have a multiplicity of different angles I can look at things. But that's honestly, it makes something like this, an event like this, harder to figure out. Because back in the day, you had ABC, NBC, CBS, who were all pushing a certain narrative about JFK. He was shot by a communist, Lee Harvey Oswald. Okay, that's something that you can go off of. That's something that is a narrative, that is a top-down narrative that you can branch off of and say, no, it wasn't. It was this. It was this thing. But now all the talking heads are saying everything and anything under the sun. So there's not much for the brain to really go off of. There's not really even that much of a coherent narrative from the elite. It's absolute confusion and anarchy. And I think that's how they want it. Flood the zone with shit. Flood the zone with shit. Not only is the information we're giving you shit, but also this reaction that we have is shit. People's reactions to the information they're getting is shit.